Hey YouTube, it's Hannah Loba. If you want more MotoAmerica content, check out the new and vastly improved MotoAmerica Live Plus app. It's the only place you can catch all the race action in one place all season long. Click the link in the description below.
8 laps scheduled for this race. It's Mission King of the Baggers, race number 2 for Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. The lights are on. They're gone and we're away racing, and Bobby Fong with a horrible start again. But Troy Herfoss gets a good one.
I mean, he is dead last as Bobby Fong almost going in turn 1. And Greg, look how dry it is. I think you just have to be on slicks right now. It's going to be a little bit bad in a couple spots, but I think the bottom of the hill is the worst spot. But these big heavy bikes are going to put a lot of stress on rain tires at this point. And it looks like Hayden Gillum is our lead rider as they come down the hill. Hayden Gillum, luckily too, just got off a superbike, so he knows the track conditions. And see, it's wet right there a little bit, but it's going to be dry for the majority of the track. And Herfoss is in second place right now.
Yeah, and the report that we get from Dunlop is only the Indians are on slicks, so we got to really double check that to make sure that that is the case, because that would mean Herfoss is on slicks and Hayden Gillum is not. Yeah. Now you can see with Hayden Gillum, it looks like there's some subtraction on there. You
got to be on slicks right now, in my opinion. I think that if you're on anything but, you can see how dry the track is. Hayden's already looking for dry line or wet pavement to cool the tires, and it was on the left-hand side there.
So Troy Herfoss leads the way, and you can see too with Hayden Gillum trying to find that water.
Did you see who was in 4th there, Greg, coming down the hill? It's our podium finisher from New Jersey, Max Flinders, who I think fell off his superbike, has got himself into 4th, but Troy Herfoss is going to lead the way out of the last corner. And if indeed he is on the tires that we think he's on, this is a no-brainer for him. And now Max Flinders finds himself going up the inside of the factory Harley-Davidson of Kyle Wyman. As they come down this front straightaway, Max Flinders takes over 3rd down into turn 1.
Wow. Coming off of a podium in the final race of the season at New Jersey last year, Max Flinders, the 88, the crowd favorite, puts himself in a great position on that Mad Monkey Motorsports Indian Challenger. Boy, and the 88 is really making a name for himself in this class. Wow, for Troy Herfoss, it's really working out, but for the rest of the field, except for Max Flinders, it's not. So yeah. Troy Herfoss, he's definitely looking for places that are dry on the racetrack, but now it looks like Max Flinders all over the back of the number 1 of Hayden Gillum.
And you can see Tyler O'Hara is right there as well. The 2 factory Harleys. And Greg, honestly, I'm very puzzled by the decision of a lot of these riders. I know it's wet at the bottom of the S's, but that is it. That's really the only place. And with the amount of heat that's going to go through these tires on these big heavy bikes, you can just see how loose the bike is for Hayden Gillum. Max Flinders has pace, as does Tyler O'Hara on the 29. See the big black marks?
That was sideways on the gas, and that's the 2nd black mark he left coming out of turn number 7 for the number 1, but he's going to lose drive on that. And so Tyler O'Hara, who Hannah says is on those slick tires, goes around these 2 that are battling it out as Flinders trying to find a good line around Hayden Gillum, but we know that Gillum is so strong into 10A, 10B from yesterday's race.
If you weren't on slicks, it was a wrong choice, obviously.
And now, really, Jason, you know, we are 6 races into this championship, and looking at Kyle Wyman, it's been nothing but Herfoss and Wyman. This could be the race that might determine this championship, as up the inside goes the 88 of Flinders, and he's going to take over position from your reigning national champion. What a ride from Max.
Love it, and he's just riding that thing loose right now. But he, like I said, he has some pace. That thing was sideways, Greg, as they came up over the ridge at 150 plus mile an hour.
So it was really a huge decision. It wasn't just we're going to change tires. They really had to think ahead and say, how are we going to set this motorcycle up? I mean, Herfoss goes 36.6, Jason. He qualified at a 28.5. So they're still 8 seconds off their pace, as Hayden Gillum is not giving up. He's still sending. Oh, Max.
Man. Max. Oh my gosh. How was that even saved? I mean, that is so sideways.
That is 620 pounds of long wheelbase plus.
It's almost can't watch, you know. It's like he just started to have a little bit of a gap, as you're saying. Gillum's coming back on him, and it was like he heard you.
Yeah, Max Flinders. Here's another look at it.
This is past the point of anywhere you'd want to be coming down these S's. Whoa. And he saves it. And you got to think, Greg, the thing that probably saves him is the weight. The weight of that bike.
No question about it.
Is obviously what saves him there. So that was a big one. I know he just came off of an accident in the Superbike race earlier today. And he's doing a good job right now, Greg. And he's got about a lap and 3 quarters to go.
Yeah, he's a full-blown racer. Even an incident in Steel Commander Superbike doesn't care. He does every time out of turn number 7. I mean, he's leaving black marks all over this racetrack. I'm sure Dunlop's going to want to look at his rear tire. I'm talking about Hayden Gillum when this is done, because if there's one person that is absolutely abusing that rear rain tire that Gillum has on that bike, he is the man. Is he going for it under braking? And you can see, you know, Jay,
that's a test right there.
It is a test because it's a function of a couple things. One, the suspension a little bit softer because of the rain tires. Plus, that rain tire is just a lot, it's not quite as stiff in the carcass, so it moves around a lot more. But here we go. We're going to the final lap. The white flag flies. This is for the final step on the podium.
You see that? That gear.
Yeah, can Max Flinders hold on? Troy Herfoss has got a 13-second lead over Tyler O'Hara, who's another 13 seconds up the road from this battle.
Gillum's losing the front, too. He literally just lost the front there. So he's losing the front, he's losing the rear, he's hitting puddles.
He's just dirt tracking it everywhere. Just all throttle control for Hayden Gillum. Trying to get that motorcycle back and forth, that road glide. This is an Indian Challenger versus a Harley-Davidson road glide for the final step on the podium. Who would have thought that Max Flinders would put himself in a position once again to find a podium?
He's got to be absolutely as smooth as he can in these next 2 corners and not allow Hayden to get within about 2 or 3 bike lengths of him in the braking zone in turn 10. If Max can get out of turn 7 clean and Hayden spins that big Harley up at all, that's going to give Max a little bit of breathing room he's going to need when they get to the braking zone. As you look at Herfoss waving to the crowd, the easiest win that he's going to have all year as he comes up over the top of the hill, willieing that Indian.
And the points he's going to gain too over Kyle Wyman, pretty big. Here he comes, wheel in the air for the 17, and Troy Herfoss from Australia takes another victory in Mission King of the Baggers. And down the hill comes his teammate Tyler O'Hara as we await the battle between the 8 and the number 1. The checkered flag flies for Tyler O'Hara. And what about that battle for 3rd? Here it comes over the hill with a huge gap is Max Flinders. 1 more corner to navigate, and he's going to do it again from the last race of the year to Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, and Max Flinders, another podium, 3rd place. Incredible. How do you like that? Mad Monkey Motorsports Indian Challenger and Jason Pridmore. Indian Motorcycles going to go 1, 2, 3. You could have predicted Indian going Herfoss, O'Hara, and Bobby Fong. I mean, they only have 4 motorcycles in the field, and they go 1, 2, 3, and they get it done with Max Flinders. Let's talk to Troy Herfoss on the other side of this commercial break and find out about that tire choice and what a move it was.